Okay, so I just recorded this video a couple times, but I keep fucking it. Now, if you're between the ages of 18 and 30, you probably feel like you're gonna just get rich out of thin air, especially if you're watching this type of video, but that is not the case. You do have to reinvent yourself. Now, I go through stages of reinvention. Now, probably every 3 to 6 months, I would say closer to 6 months, I go through periods of massive reinvention where I look at my life as a whole, daily schedule, eating, training, working, everything. And I realized like what is working and what is not working because I personally am not where I want to be. So I have to constantly catch my belief system, my thoughts, my actions, and figure out what is working and what's not. What do I need to double down on and where am I being inefficient? And Sam Ovens yesterday really prompted this feeling in me where I'd already kind of feeling this way, but he prompted the action for me, which was he said the best progression is from subtraction, and I that resonates with me a lot because I feel like I need to remove a lot of bullshit from my life in order to progress. So this is at the current stage I'm at right now is I'm at the stage of subtraction in order for progression. And if you're between the ages of 18 to 30, you probably feel the same way, especially if you're in the entrepreneurial space. No matter what kind of level you're at, you're always chasing that next level to get that next level, like the current you, if the current you could get to the next level, then you would already be there. So what that means is, and we can take this as a good thing, is what that means is if you're not at the level you want to be at, then you're not the kind of person that can be at that level. So you need to reinvent yourself. Hence why every 6 months I probably go through massive reinvention where I look at everything and I try to fucking fix or iron out the inefficiencies. And if we want to use Sam Ovens' quote, right, where it's like, I try to subtract the bullshit. So for me right now, right, the biggest subtraction that I'm going through is I'm getting in my health, my food, my diet locked in, right? Because for me, I was always trying to overcomplicate it. That what can we do? What new diet? What carnivore? What this that? If we just subtract all that bullshit and stop making it super difficult, then the main thing is just eat less and do more exercise. And just don't cut out the bad shit. Just subtract the rubbish. It's a lot easier to not eat 100 calories than to burn off 100 calories on the treadmill, right? So this is one of the things, one of the many things that I end up going through right now, which is one is my diet, two is just how I operate as a whole. Where am I focusing my time? What is busy work and what is actually progressive work? And for me, a lot of the stuff has been busy work for the last couple months. So this is something that I need to fix as soon as possible. And this is what I'm kind of dialing in now at the moment. What I've done is I've reinvented my whole calendar and schedule to something more extreme where I wake up at 4 a.m., go to sleep at like 10 p.m. Where before I was waking up at 8, 9 a.m. and going to sleep at 1, 2 a.m. I feel for me personally, I've now picked up on this consciously lately where that has become extremely inefficient for me because I'll wake up feeling tired every day. So I've gone ahead and I've kind of recognized that and I've flipped it on its head, right? Where I'm just like, fuck it. 4 a.m. wake up, do more of an extreme lifestyle for the next 3 months, and then reassess from that point. And I constantly go through these things. It's never a one size fits all throughout your whole life. You know what I mean? I constantly go through stages of reinvention, and as you should. So that's the current one I'm going through right now, where I've reinvented my calendar and how I operate my day. Another thing is where I'm focusing my time and what can I outsource and delegate. Because me being in the accounts, me doing all this stuff is good, but it ends up becoming very, very busy work very quickly. I should be more focused as a overview and make sure my team is hitting KPIs, helping them where needed. Me sitting where I'm sitting right now, I have realized over the last month, 2 months, it is so inefficient and it is not where you need to be sitting as a business owner. So these are the things I'm currently correcting. And I'm going to correct them quite quickly, as well as I'm going to drop a low ticket kind of course to help other agency owners at the moment, which I'll probably link below. I'm going to make this around $20 a month or even free. Now, I want that as a community. I want that for one as a community of people that can kind of hang around each other because kind of birds of a feather flock together, right? So if we can have a community of successful agency owners in one space where we do like collaborative calls, stuff of that nature, see wins, I think that'll be a positive thing. Also, I want to build out my community and meet people in the space, I suppose. Um, so yeah, I'm building that out at the moment. It's gonna just be a fire like a I don't know, a 10-part course breaking down everything from A to Z agency owners so we can build out the space a little bit better. But I'll probably make that around $20 to $50 a month, something like that. But I'll link that below. It's linked on Twitter regardless. I've ended up calling that Sovereign Society because when you're an entrepreneur, you end up becoming this sovereign citizen because you can just make your own money out of thin air. You don't rely on anyone else. You're somewhat sovereign. Um, so yeah. Anyways, back to the main point. You go through stages of massive reinvention. You always need to be changing your belief system. What you believe leads to thoughts. Thoughts leads to actions. Actions leads to results. Right. And you need to be very conscious of this flywheel, this feedback loop, and intercept it. If you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like things aren't moving the way you want them to move, you need to intercept this flywheel as soon as possible. And you really need to attack this stuff with extreme curiosity. Um, Things won't change without massive change. And I know that sounds a little weird, but unless you're willing to put in massive amounts of work and massive amounts of just grit and resilience, things won't change. Things don't want to change easily, and they won't change unless you force change. Now, things can change quickly, but it takes extreme willpower. So yeah, that's the current stage I'm in at the moment. Anyways, I'm gonna go on a 3 to 6 month reinvention and then reassess my beliefs, my viewpoints, where I'm at from that point. If it serves me, perfect, no problem. I'll continue down that path. If it doesn't serve me at that time for the level that I want to be at or where I'm at, then obviously I will change again and I'll go through another change. Um, and yeah, some of the ways that I'm going to keep this front of mind is obviously I've got like somewhat of a vision board and like a vision worksheet that keeps me reminded of my goals that I go through daily. Also, I've got my calendar set up for my work blocks. I know what times I'm working, I know what times I'm doing certain things. And I'm going to break everything back to, I'm going to subtract all the bullshit again. I'm going to go back to my base fundamentals. And for me, my base fundamentals are working extremely hard on the right things, obviously, but I've been focused on busy stuff. And then like simple things like meditation and reading, because these things prompted me a lot in the start. They helped me a lot in the start. So these are kind of my base factors, just work and then mindful stuff. So I'm going back to that. I'm going back to building out certain things. I'm going back to just being more of an efficient machine, right? Um, like I said, cutting out the bullshit, man. Like food for me is the biggest bullshit thing that I just deal with on a daily basis that I think is just so rubbish. And there's a lot of billionaires and stuff that I hear in podcasts, and they just talk about how why would you feed yourself this stuff, anything more than like optimal food, because how you're kind of feeding your operating system, and then it's going to run based on what you fed it. And so if you've just been eating McDonald's all day, you're going to run at a McDonald's level, right? If you've been eating healthy food all day, well, you run at that healthy, like clear-minded standpoint, which makes a lot of sense. So this was kind of that one last factor that was bringing me like massive brain fog, where I was just eating a lot of random food, basically whatever I want, and then I would just train, which I need to cut out. So that's my next thing right now, and then focusing obviously my time on better tasks, better uses of my time. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm going through right now. Definitely going to build out this small community a little bit better than what it is. Definitely, if you wanted to start a agency and you want to learn how to take it from A to B, A to Z, however you want to look at it, that 10 or that 0 to 50K a month, let's say, or 0 to 20K a month area, then this course is kind of going to be for you. It's going to be by like myself and some other 6 7 figure entrepreneurs, agency owners that I can find, and do master classes and live sessions in there, and obviously have a pre-recorded course. So if you do want to learn how to do all that, if you do want to learn how to run an agency, well then yeah, that might be for you. Click the link below, and it'll take you through to Sovereign Society. You can go on through and sign up, and like being at that price point, there's no there's no downside. Like if you're really worried about you losing $20, then you kind of probably don't deserve success anyways. Because yeah, like a $20 investment's not gonna hurt your bank account. If it does, then this probably isn't the right career for you. I'd go get a job. But yeah, that's kind of where things are at for me, regardless. Just to bring it back, and that's what I'll be undertaking for the next 3 to 6 months. It's just massive reinvention of myself.